Scholars, welcome to the Supplementary Video Learning Materials in English 7 with Sir Mel. Lesson 7. Active and Passive Voice. MELC. Use the passive and active voice meaningfully in varied contexts. After this video, you will be able to define active and passive voice of the verb, form active and passive voice of the verb, write simple sentences in active voice and passive voice. Did you know that verbs have voices? Not like the type of voices you hear from music class. In this video, we are going to learn the active voice and passive voice of the verb. Before we continue, let me remind you that I'm posting video lessons several times in a week, focusing on the MELC of the week or the upcoming one. Subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell so that you'll know when a new video drops. You can also follow me on my social media accounts. Links are on the description below. Watch until the end of the video to know how to get the best out of these video lessons. Let's go straight to the lesson. Active voice. A verb is in the active voice when the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action. Let's define it by example. Aladdin smashed the ball. Why is this sentence in active voice? Because Aladdin is the subject of the sentence and he is the doer of the action. He smashed the ball. Let's have another example, and this time, try to explain why the sentence is in the active voice. Robert broke the glass. Why is this sentence in active voice? Pause to think. This sentence is in the active voice because Robert is the subject and he is the doer of the action. He broke the glass. Let's define active voice of the verb again, but this time, supply the missing term. Pause to think. A verb is in the active voice when the subject of the sentence is the doer of the action. You've done well so far. Let's move to the passive voice. A verb is in the passive voice when the subject of the sentence is the receiver of the action. Again, let's define it by example. The ball was smashed by Aladdin. Why is this sentence in a passive voice? In this sentence, the subject is the ball and it receives the action of being smashed. Aladdin smashed it. Let's have another example, and this time, try to explain why the sentence is in the passive voice. The module was answered by Daniel. Why is this sentence in passive voice? Pause to think. Because in this sentence, the subject is the module and it receives the action of being answered. Daniel answered the module. You're getting the hang of it. How to make a passive voice. Active voice is simple. We just use the basic form of the verb in the proper tense. Examples: past tense. Clark entered the building. Present tense. Clark enters the building. Future tense. Clark will enter the building. To make a verb in passive voice, we add some form of to be, like is, was, or will be, to the main verb. Pattern: subject plus verb to be plus past participle of the main verb plus by phrase, stating who or what performed the action. Examples: the building was entered by Clark. The building is entered by Clark. The building will be entered by Clark. Notice that the subjects in the active voice have become the object in the passive voice. Vice versa, the objects in the active voice have become the subjects in the passive voice. Let's try it out. Change the statements from active voice to passive voice. 1. Jing performed the new TikTok trend. Pause to think. Answer: the new TikTok trend was performed by Jing. Number 2. Mart sings a ballad song. Pause to think. Answer: a ballad song is sung by Mart. Number 3. Colby will play the guitar in the school. Pause to think. Answer: the guitar will be played by Colby in the school. Perfect! When should we use active voice? When should we use passive voice? Quickly, the choice between the use of active voice or passive voice depends on what the speaker or writer wants to give importance in his sentence. Is it the doer of the action or the receiver of the action? Usually, the active voice expresses the action more clearly and briefly, while unintentional passive voice sentences are usually awkward. So whenever you can, make sure your verbs are active, not passive. Great job! How to get the best out of these video lessons? Use the timestamps on the description box below to help you go back to the subtopics that you need more time to study. Don't miss any of the new uploads. Subscribe to the channel for more supplementary video learning materials for grade 7. This has been Sir Mel. See you next time.